Hey, hello, and welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. As a dog barks in the background, say he's kind of like a jerk. He's always barking like that. But seems like that's what dogs tend to do, right? Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day out today. It's been cold for the last couple weeks. It's been below freezing at night. It didn't snow or have any sleet or anything like that, but glad that sun's out and the temperature is much warmer. It seems like it's probably close to 70 degrees and sunny, so I decided to go out and take a walk, take a stroll around the neighborhood and show you a few things or two. These videos where I walk around the neighborhood seem to be pretty popular with everybody, so I'm going to do that and maybe take a different route, go a little different direction, and let's see what we can see today. But before I get started, there's 3 things you can do for me. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it so that they can benefit from these videos too, just like you. Remember, I have my How to Talk Texan ebook that's available on Amazon. Click on one of the links below. You can get yourself a copy of that. And also, if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, click on the link below. Help support this channel so I can keep bringing you videos like this. Hey, so let's go take a little walk. Well, I'm going to walk around the front of the house, and we have like a little porch, we could say, in the front of the house. And some metal benches. We don't really sit here because we don't really sit outside a lot, especially in the summertime here. It's hot and humid. A lot of mosquitoes. There's kind of a little statue of a Catholic saint there my wife has, and plants, everything like that. Here is a little water fountain. Sometimes we have a pump in here during the summertime. And this thing right here is a kind of a storage container for water when it rains. When the water comes off of the roof, it goes into this container, and my wife uses that to help water the plants with. I have an old wheelbarrow that's just here for decorations. On this side of the house, this is a gas meter. We don't have any gas appliances in the house, but this is because we installed a gas generator for the house, so we needed to have a gas provided. So I'll show you the generator. This is what we call our AC, or air conditioning and unit outside. It's actually a heat pump, so it works for heating and air conditioning for the house. And this is our whole house backup generator, and it's works on natural gas. So there's a line coming in from the street through the meter, so when the power goes off in the house during a storm, this kicks in, this starts, and this can run pretty much almost everything in the house. So power goes off, we're still doing okay. This is just a little garden bed that my wife sometimes plants and stuff in here. I'm going to take a walk down the street this way, and to show you something else here. I wanted to show you my neighbor's house over here because it's a very nice house, but it's kind of created a problem for us. And this is something, I guess, if you're building a house, you don't really think of, but I think it's something that the city should have thought about when they were approving the permits for the construction of the house. But I'll turn the camera over here and tell you what's going on. But let me get a little further up the street, and so the sun's maybe not right in line with the camera. Okay, this is our neighbor's house, which sits behind our house. Very nice house, very nice house. You can see it's a house that has a garage space for 3 vehicles. Very big house. It's on a lot of property. There's a total of 9 acres, so this guy bought the 9 acres. He's probably only using maybe 2 acres of land for the house, and the rest is wooded, the woods. But he built this house, and the thing about this is, see, the house sits up. It's built up, we say. It sits up. They brought in a lot of dirt. But when it rains, if you go to the left, all the water runs down the dirt and into our yard and creates kind of a problem for us. So that's the thing I think the city should have caught when they were approving the construction of this house. But you probably heard there's a lot of things going on here in the United States. My opinion, things that are not very good. We have a new president, Donald Trump, but he's creating a lot of controversy. Seems to be alienating a lot of our allies. Alienating our allies. Have you heard that expression? Like pushing them away. He's kind of damaging relationships we've had with long-term friends, countries like Canada and Mexico. He's wanting to impose tariffs on them, thinking that, it's going to help. But I think in the long run, it may just end up hurting the people here of the United States. But we'll see. He's alienating our allies and our European allies as well. He stated that Ukraine started the war with Russia, which is not true. Actually, it's just a lie. And he seems to be siding with Vladimir Putin, which a lot of people just don't understand. So I guess we'll see what's going to happen. And so that's the big thing that's happening here in the United States. But let's keep walking. I had to get a little further down the street because we got some yard guys cutting a yard, and they're using their gas blowers. We say gas leaf blowers, and they're creating a lot of noise. We say creating a lot of racket. You can hear behind me. But just taking a stroll down the neighborhood. Wanted to tell you, give you a little maybe English lesson. Are you familiar with the word piss? P-I-S-S? Because piss can mean another word for like urine, or if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to take a piss. We say have to go number 1, or you have to urinate, or you have to pee or take a piss. All means the same thing. But there's another way we can use the word piss, but it's in the context of being pissed off. Pissed off. Have you heard that before? Being pissed off. Being pissed off means to be angry or upset. Like I was pissed off when I found out somebody had stolen my car. I was pissed off when I found somebody had stolen my car. Or I could say, hey, he pissed me off when he yelled at me. He pissed me off when he yelled at me. Like he made me very angry when he yelled at me. So that's to be pissed off. To be pissed off means to be very angry or upset. But the word piss is another word for like pee, urine, or the act of I need to piss means I need to urinate, I need to take a piss, I need to take a pee. All means the same thing. So that's something new for you. Well, here I was walking down the road, and in the past they had this area here where part of the roadway had collapsed. Part of the roadway had collapsed. And there's underneath the roadway, there's a drainage, there's a ditch or a creek, as you can see down here. So it looks like the city came in and they brought in a lot of this white rock, this big white rock, I guess to help shore up, we say, or make more secure, make more stable the ground here. So when it rains, hopefully this will help prevent the ground from collapsing. So here's where they installed a lot of this big white rock, or we could say small boulders. and the water comes up under the street, comes out this black pipe, as you can see, this black, say, storm water pipe we call it, and the water comes out and then it goes down into the creek and takes the water out to the lake. But we keep walking here. I'm going to walk up the roadway. So you can see this house here on the corner. This house here on the corner is for sale. It's for sale. And in front of the house, it's a for sale sign. This is very common here. And the company that's selling the house is called Markham Realty. At the top of the sign is we'd say the person, the realtor that's selling the house, the person that you need to contact, Michelle Whitecotton, and it has her phone number there. So people that are interested can call that number and talk to the realtor. The realtor is the person that's selling the house, and make an appointment, and they can come down and show you the house. We say they can show you the house. So as we keep walking up the street here, there's an area that's under construction. They have homes, new homes that are being constructed, and I guess we'll take a look at that once we get up a little closer here. Just wanted to show you this as I'm walking up the street. This house has a fence around the backyard, and a lot of houses here, as you can see, have wooden fences. But this house has a different kind of fence. This is called a chain link fence. A chain link fence. It's a metal fence. These are probably they're a lot cheaper to install than a wooden fence. So typically in neighborhoods here in the United States, either they'll have a fence made of wood, a wooden fence, which most of the houses here in this neighborhood have wooden fences. But some houses do have chain link fences. Let's keep walking up this hill. This is a nice house here. I like the architecture, the style. I like the white, say the white stones or white stonework. As you can see, it has a satellite dish for, I guess, TV reception. It has a wooden fence. And right behind it, this is a brand new house that is being built, or we say brand new house that is under construction. It's a fairly big house. We say it's a two-story house. And they are doing the framing of the house. Framing of the house means that they are constructing the skeleton, you could say, of the house. And there's a sign. Looks like the builder is called Style Craft. It's a sign that's saying new homes in this subdivision called Spring Lake. And there's a phone number that you can call. But you can see we say the guts of the house. You can see the stairs that are going up to the second floor. They have a bathtub already installed, and workers are working inside the house. You can hear their music going on. Most of the workers here that are in the construction in the United States are, say, Latinos or Hispanics. So here they've made like a container out front where they're throwing a lot of the trash or the used wood and that type of thing. Here a lot of the building material that's just laid out, the wood in front of the house. Okay, this is a house that's for sale because it has a sign. It says I'm available, and it's a fairly nice looking little house, and it's got a sign in front. Interesting sign. It says ask us about our 5.25% interest rate. So apparently that's the interest rate that you could possibly buy this house for. I'm not sure exactly what the say going rate is, or the average interest rate for new home sales here in Texas. I'll check that out, but to see if it's 5.2% or I thought it was maybe a little bit more than that, in 6%. So 5.2% seems like it might be a good deal if you can get it. Let's see. There's a note on the front door of the house. It says, if water must be turned on, call superintendent first. So apparently the water's not turned on. Warning, this home has been winterized due to potential inclement weather. Inclement weather means like bad weather over the expected freeze. Please do not turn water on and refrain from using the toilet. So I guess they didn't want to turn the water on because the house probably doesn't have a heating. So if the water is on and it freezes, freezing temperatures, the pipes inside the house could freeze and burst and cause a water leak and damage the house. So that's why the house has been winterized and the water is not turned on. This is another view of that house, as you can see. And here's what the water meter for the house. Inside this box is a water meter and I think a shutoff valve. That's pretty typical here in the United States to have the water meter in front of the house like this. This is a vacant lot. So I guess somebody either can buy this lot and build a house on it, as well as these other lots here are vacant. And this end of the street, it's a dead-end street, but the end of the street, this is called a cul-de-sac. A cul-de-sac, so where the street comes down, it ends in kind of this circular area. So this street is called a cul-de-sac. At the end of the cul-de-sac, we have a house that somebody bought the land here and somebody constructed and had this house built for them. At the end of the cul-de-sac, they have their say garbage and recycling containers out. The green container is for garbage and the blue container is for recycling or recyclables like paper, plastic, glass, and that type of thing. This is some more new houses. This is a new house that's being built. It looks like it's almost finished. We say it's a brick house because the walls of the house are made of brick. I can hear some work going on inside. There's a pickup truck in front, so that's probably the contractor. You can hear some noise, some banging going on inside the house. And here they're throwing all the trash into this container here. It looks like it's a lot of cardboard. None of this seems like it's going to be recycled, which seems like kind of a waste. It's probably just all going to be thrown in the garbage truck and taken to the landfill. I'm going to take a walk up this street and show you something else down here. It's a big water tower and fire station, but as I walk up this way, I'll fill you in on some other stuff that's going on here in the United States. You know, Donald Trump has gotten very, say, buddy-buddy or very friendly with Elon Musk, the guy that founded Tesla. So Elon Musk is working with Donald Trump and over what's called the Department of, it's called DOGE, Department of, I forgot what it stands for, but they're trying to make the government more efficient. Department of Government Efficiency, that's what it is, DOGE. But they're going in and closing down certain agencies totally. They're firing or letting go a lot of people, mainly people that are on probationary periods. Probationary employees are people that say haven't worked for a year yet, so they don't really have any or many protections for being terminated or fired or let go. So they're sending all these people emails or letters saying that their employment is no longer needed, and they're letting go thousands and thousands of people from, say, the Parks Department, the Park Services, the health departments, and USAID that provides food and aid services to people that are starving. And although there is some misuse going on, I think for the most part, these agencies do serve a good purpose. But the thing that is angering a lot of people here in the U.S. is the way that they are handling the situation. They are sending the same letter to everybody. We say it's a form letter. The form letter says the same thing, that due to performance issues or due to your performance, your service here at the company is no longer needed. You have by the end of the day to get all your stuff, pack all your stuff up and go home. Your computers and access to any computer services will be terminated at the end of the day. So they're making this very quick. But the problem is, using these same form letters, it's not personalized. They're treating people, to me, just like very poorly. They're not showing common decency and respect to people. They're just saying, hey, sending them the same letter. And a lot of the people have had good reviews. They had good performance, excellent performance. Most of them have excellent performance. They've never been talked to, with their boss or anybody telling them that there were problems with their performance, but they're all receiving the same letter saying that their performance is a problem and they need to be let go. They're being terminated or fired. They won't have a job by the end of the day. And to me, it's just not right the way that they're doing it. It's just so cold, we say, cold-hearted, callous, like with no feeling. And even military veterans are being caught up in all this, we say, this mess. Disabled veterans are being caught up. They're losing their jobs. People that have worked for even more than a year, 2 years. There was a Army person who had retired from the Army after 20 years, and he was continued working in another capacity for 11, 12 years. He just got notice that he's being let go. We say let go. So a lot of these agencies are people are just being fired or let go, terminated, all under the guise for the purpose of trying to reduce government costs. But the problem is there is no plan. There is no plan. They are just, working willy-nilly, like kind of essence stupidly with no plan of action. They should have had a study where they could say what areas that need to be looked into, what areas that are inefficient. We would target those areas because there are a lot of good, hard-working people that are being let go. And a lot of these agencies still need help with the work that they need to do. Somebody still needs to do that. And it's going to just have an impact for all of us here. So a lot of people are very angry. Not just Democrats, but Republicans, for the way that it's being done, the way that it's being handled. But it seems like Donald Trump and Elon Musk don't seem to really care how many people's lives are destroyed, how many people's lives are hurt unnecessarily. This could have been, handled in a much more professional manner, and that's what people are really, I guess, upset about. So time will tell how all this is going to work out. And a lot of people say, well, Elon Musk he's not a government employee anyway, officially. So what he's doing really is not, legal. It's not authorized. It doesn't hold any weight. So people are going to challenge a lot of these decisions that are being made. So, I'm all for cutting waste. We need to cut waste. If money's being spent, not in a good manner, not in a good way. But then, the administration is doing things to waste money. A report came out that Donald Trump has spent $10 million in the first month traveling to Florida to his home and golf course in Mar-a-Lago, Florida, and he's he's been playing golf at least 9 or 10 times the first month, and it's cost the taxpayers $10 million. So that's a huge waste of money for somebody who's laying people off, who are losing their jobs and lives being destroyed. And also he went to the Super Bowl on an airplane, brought a whole entourage of people with him. And the way they're handling the immigration thing, they're using these Army transport vehicles, which is costing millions of dollars. And, you know, things are just not being planned well, and it's causing the government to spend and waste a lot of money unnecessarily, especially given the fact that, like I said, people, good, hard-working people are losing their jobs, and their whole lives and families are being destroyed, and nobody seems to care. So it's just the hypocrisy of it all, So time will tell what's going to happen in the future. Sorry about that little rant I guess I had about what's going on here in the country, but everybody has a limit. I'm just getting tired of the hypocrisy and the way things are being handled. Could have been planned and handled better. And just to me, the lying, because, you know, Donald Trump said his priority was going to be to reduce cost of food and groceries and eggs. He was going to work on that and have that handled the first day in office, and he has so far hasn't been doing anything that we can see to address the high cost of living, but we'll see. But here, as I make my way up the street, in front of me is a big, say, water tower. The part at the top is a big tank. It's a big tank sitting on a concrete concrete pedestal, and at top is a big tank that holds a lot of water. So this is tied to a water plant. So this helps to create pressure in the water system in the neighborhood here that this water tank serves. So it maintains what we call a pressure head. So when you open your tap for water to come out in your kitchen or bathroom and bathtub, you have adequate pressure in your house. So here near the neighborhood is this big water tower, or water tank, we could say. And these are very common in a lot of neighborhoods all around Texas and the U.S., where they have these water towers or water tanks. Is this something that is common in your country where you live, or do you have an issue or suffer with problems of having enough water pressure in your bathrooms or kitchen? And next to this water plant where there's this water tower, you might see a little bit further down the road here, there's a fire station. And the fire station is where the firemen and the fire trucks are kept or housed in case there is a fire in the city or in the area. They can respond to a fire. So you can see outside of the fire station, there's a red truck. It says Huntsville Fire Department. Here's a sign that says, I don't know, City of Huntsville, lower pressure plain water line. Looks like they have a water project that's going on to help address pressure problems with water. Water line replacement project funded by the City of Huntsville by a bond package. So the city sold bonds to generate money, and the contractor Condi Construction is working on the project. So here's a sign about what's here. It says City of Huntsville, 2.5, I don't know what, MG Fire Station number 1. Maybe it's 2.5 million gallons. Fire Station number 1 elevated storage tank. So it's technically called an elevated storage tank. It was funded in 2016 by a bond proposition number 3. The project engineer on the project was Fries and Nichols. Contractor was Landmark Structures, and it was completed in December of 2019. So here is the actual fire station, as you can see. There are 3 doors, or we can say 3 bays, and inside there are fire trucks so that they can respond to a fire. So typically in the U.S., most neighborhoods or areas have fire stations located around the city at certain points. And here they have what's called a fire hydrant, where the fire trucks can hook their hoses up to and get water from. Come around, walking down the street here, you see this house has a storage shed where they can store supplies or things inside. And here's we call some piece of maybe playground equipment or play equipment for the kids, made out of wood and plastic. And they have what's called a slide that the kids can play on, swings, areas that the kids can climb up and down on. They have this out in front, so that's pretty cool. Kids have something to occupy their time. But I want to say this is just a beautiful day. The sun's out. It's not cold at all. It's like a spring day, although it's still winter here in Texas. But it's like almost like a beautiful spring day, feels like here. It's February 24th in Huntsville, Texas. Well, I'll tell you, I guess something else we were planning to do for this summer. I've been still studying the Spanish very hard. I'm making a lot of progress. I think my conversation ability has been improving very nicely. I feel more and more comfortable. Speaking Spanish is becoming more and more natural, not having to think as much. And we had planned on going to Mexico sometime this summer. Don't know exactly when. But we wanted to go to San Miguel de Allende, and my wife wanted to take a kind of a painting workshop there. I was going to take some like a week long's worth of Spanish classes, immersion, cultural type of thing like that. Maybe take some art classes. I just started back again drawing a little bit. I did that for a while, but stopped because I didn't have time. But, given now there's an issue with the United States and Mexico, where President Donald Trump wants to impose tariffs on Mexico. I think he was going to impose 25% tariffs on all goods that are made in Mexico coming into the United States. And, the president of Mexico had a cooler head, cabeza fría. She said, hey, well, if you put a tariff on us and we'll just put a tariff on you, and, we need to stop and think, and maybe can we work something out and talk it over like adults. And so apparently Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, and Donald Trump had a meeting over the phone, and they agreed that the problem that, and I posted a video of this, Donald Trump said he had a problem with, 1, immigration, 2, with fentanyl, drugs that are coming into the United States from Mexico, and drugs that are coming in, fentanyl. And Claudia Sheinbaum said that she would send, I think, 10,000 National Guard troops to the border to help with the immigration issue and to help stop the fentanyl that's coming over. But she also said, hey, there's a serious problem Mexico has that's caused by the United States, and that's all the illegal arms, rifles and pistols and weapons that are coming from the U.S. into Mexico. And she wanted the U.S. and Donald Trump to address that issue. So Donald Trump supposedly, according to her, said that he would look into trying to address that issue, and they were going to hold off on tariffs for a month, come back and meet again, and kind of discuss what's going on and see how they should proceed. So far there are no tariffs being imposed by the United States onto Mexico at the moment. But we had planned on going to San Miguel de Allende But my wife's a little bit nervous that given the tense situation between the U.S. and Mexico, maybe it's not a good time to go. But I guess we say we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. That means it will kind of, monitor the situation, see how things are going, and if we still want to go. But I'm thinking hopefully things will be normalized, things will be worked out by then, and there won't be, say, any issue or animosity, say, with the Mexican people toward U.S. citizens going to Mexico. I think it's still safe. I don't have a problem going. I think it'll be all right, but my wife is a little bit uncomfortable, so we'll just have to wait and see if we're still going to make a trip to Mexico, say in May or June of this year. I still really like to go. But I know the United States has put a tariff on China. I think all goods that are coming out of China. And this has caused a lot of the world to come together and react and to pull together and against the United States. So like I said earlier, we seem to be alienating all our allies, all our friends, and they are joining forces. So I don't know how that's going to impact us as well. Prices of goods may start going up here in the United States. But we say time will tell, time will tell. I walked down to the end of the street, wanted to show you something here. Here's a water plant. A lot of the water that serves this area and the subdivision comes from water wells, not rivers. And you have to have a water plant to, to process that water. There's kind of a little creek or drainage ditch, but there's some water storage tanks, as you can see, water storage tanks. There's a big backup generator that powers the water plant in case the power goes out. It says here on the fence, Superior Public Water System, the state of Texas. And on the side of this building it says Home of the Hornets. Hornets is the local name of the school district or the mascot here for Huntsville Hornets. And here's a sign. It says City of Huntsville Spring Lake Water Treatment Plant. And that's where they house a lot of the chemicals and that type of thing. So a lot of areas in Houston, if you have water that needs to be processed before it goes to the homes, it'll be processed by a water plant like this. I'm coming up on the hill heading back home, but I wanted to show you this. Here's a house on the corner that's across the street from where I live. I live up the next street up ahead, but here's this house across the street. And they recently built this new, what we call wood retaining wall, this wood retaining wall. They had a wooden retaining wall earlier, but it was very bad condition and was falling down, so they built this huge wood retaining wall to keep the earth and the dirt from falling over. And somebody told me that this cost them about $40,000. So that's a lot of money, more than what I thought, but it's a lot of wood, a lot of work. They were working out here for I think at least a week to construct this. But here's a problem. We got a letter from the city saying that they're going to have a hearing because when they built this wall, they built it too far. They extended it too far into what we call the city right-of-way, because you can see these flags here are the location where there's some underground pipes, like maybe for natural gas or cables. And the retaining wall is extending over the city, what we call the city right-of-way or the easement, where these lines are supposed to go. So they violated the city code or the city regulations. So I don't know what the city may have them say, maybe remove part of this retaining wall to take it out from the city right-of-way, because you can see above there's the power poles and lines which usually delineate or mark where the city property is. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Well, since I'm here, I'm just going to close the video out. Hey, but thanks for watching this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. Hope you enjoyed the walk around. I went around a new little area, maybe showed you something different, something I normally don't show you in these walk around videos. Hopefully you learned something new. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about it. All right. Well, we'll see you later. Take it easy. Goodbye.